Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dr. Robinson again, and we are going to continue our studies. Today we're talking about solving equations with fractional coefficients. A coefficient is the number multiplied times a product of variables or powers of a variables in a term. For example, 1, 2, 3 is the coefficient in the term 1, 2, 3, or 123, x to the third y. So the number 123 is the coefficient. The variables are the letters, x and y. Big 3, little 3 is the exponent. So we're going to be talking about that coefficient today. So fractional equations, when a variable appears in the denominator or of one or more of its terms. So we're going to take a look at some equations that are not really fractional equations because they may not have the denominator with the variable. So the steps to solve an equation with fractional coefficients. Step 1, find the L.C.D, which is lowest common denominator of all the coefficients. Step 2, multiply all terms, and that's important, all of the terms of the equation by the L.C.D, lowest common denominator. Step 3, solve the resulting equations using the usual methods. Step 4, check in the original equation. So you're going back to check in the equation your answer. So here's our first question. Solve and check. We have x over 3 plus x over 5 equal to 8. All right, so we have to get our pen. So let's get a pen. We'll use, let's say, red. Now, we got to get an L.C.D. So L.C.D, let's write that over here. L.C.D. We're going to count by the denominators. Our denominators are 3 and 5 till we get a common denominator. So if we count by 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and we can keep counting. Eventually we'll get up to 30. We can count by 5s now. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. I'll stop right there because I've run into some numbers that are in both of the sets. So I have 15 in both here, and I also have 30 are in both sets of numbers. So my L.C.D would be the lower number. So 15 is lower than 30. 30 would be a good number to use also. It's a CD. You just end up working with bigger numbers. So my L.C.D is going to be multiplied by this whole thing. So I'm going to take this whole thing and multiply it, everything, by 15. So 15 times this, that'll give me 15, and the 3 will cancel down to 5. So this cancels down to 5. So my 3 is gone, that denominator is gone, and that'll give me a 5. And next to it is the letter x. When I multiply the 15 times the x over 5, I have 15 over 5 this time, and that will equal to 3. Because the 15 and the 5 cancel out. Now denominator is gone, and we'll have a 3 left over. So, and put the x down there, so that'll be plus 3x. Now I got to multiply 15 times 8. And 15 times 8 what is that? 40 carry the 420. So I got an equation now, 5x plus 3x equal 120. So I have to solve this for x. So let's add our like terms. We have 3x. We have 3x plus 5x equals 8x. And that equals to 120. Now just divide by 8. Divide by 8. My 8's will cancel out, leaving me with the x. 8 goes into 12 one time. And that's remainder 4. And 8 will go into 40 5 times. So my answer is going to be x is equal to 15. So I'm telling you that when I go back to this equation, and let's rewrite that equation. So let's get that equation. Let me see if I can copy it. Bring it over here. So when I go back to this equation, let's get my pen back. I'm going to replace x with 15. So I'll put a 15 here and a 15 here. 15 divided by 3 will give me 5, plus 15 divided by 5 will give me 3. 5 plus 3 should equal to 8. And yes, it does. So I know my answer of 15 is definitely correct. So I did the process of clearing the denominator in order to get my answer. So I found my L.C.D first, which was 15. I added my equation when I reduced it by clearing the denominator. I ended up with 5x and a 3x. I added that together, gave me 8x. And remember, make sure you multiply the whole equation by 120. So 8 times 15 gave us 120. Divide by 8, and x is equal to 15. So I hope you liked that question. That was pretty good. Here's a question for you to solve and check. R over 3 minus R over 6 equals 2. So find what R is and solve it and check. So check your understanding so far. See if you understand. If you don't, write down your questions. Rewatch the video if you need to. And we'll talk about it in the morning. Here's another question. This one's a little longer. Solve for x. We have 2x plus 7 over 6 minus 2x minus 9 over 10 equals to 3. Okay, well, same steps. It's just a little bit longer and more to deal with. So let's get a pen. Try blue. I got to get my L.C.D. And I'm going to show you a little trick that my teacher did in trigonometry. He just wrote those two denominators there next to each term. Instead of using the L.C.D, he used what's called the C.D, common denominator, because you had to find the lowest common denominator of those, which would be 30. But he's going to use 60, because if you would have kept counting by 6s and 10s, you would have ran into 60. Because what happens when you use this method, you see how easily the denominators cancel out. So when I multiply by 6 and divide by 6, the denominators cancel out, leaving me with 10 times 2x plus 7. And now I'm going to cancel out this one, 10, and this 10 on the bottom, leaving me with 6 times this stuff. So I'll put my minus sign here. 6 times 2x minus 9. And this is equal to 6 times 3 times 10. Well, 6 times 10 is 60, and 60 times 3 is 180. So here is my question. Notice there are no denominators. So now let me clean up this mess a little bit better. So let's get a different color. Go back to blue. I'm going to distribute the 10 times 2x will give me 20x. 10 times 7 will give me positive 70. And I'm going to attach this minus sign to the 6 so I can multiply minus 6 times 2x. That'll give me minus 12x. And now I'm going to multiply minus 6 times negative 9, or minus 9. That'll give me a positive 54. And that is equal to 180. Notice how my equation is starting to clear up a lot better now. So I have a 20x and I have a minus 12x. So let's get another color. Oops. So let's get another color. And bring this together. So the 20x and the 12x, that'll give me 8x when I subtract. I have a plus 70 and a plus 54. That'll give me plus 124. And that is equal to 180. Now, if you look at it, I have a better looking question. My equation is looking good. 8x plus 124 equals 180. So all I have to do now is do a little transposition. So I'm going to take the 124 and subtract it from the 180. Let me just get another color if I can. Go up there. Choose green. Okay. Minus 124. Minus 124. That'll give me 8x equal to 56, because that cancels out. And now all I have to do is solve for x and divide that. X will equal to 7. So I got my answer. X is equal to 7. So I can check that also. So let's see. Let's go over here. And let's first grab, see if we can copy this again. Let's erase the L.C.D. We don't need that. So we got our equation, and we said x is equal to 7. So let's get a pen and replace x with number 7. So I see I'm going to have a 7 here, so that'll be 2 times 7. That'll give me 14 plus 7 over 6. Put a 7 here. That'll be 2 times 7. That'll give me 14 minus 9 over 10. Put a minus sign in the middle. Bring that straight down. 14 plus 7 is 21 over 6. And wait, just 1 second. That was not a 14. That was a 24. No, that was 14. Okay. That is 14. Sorry. That is 14. That's 21. So just making sure. And that's 14 minus 9. 14 minus 9, I believe, is 5. So we have 21 minus 5 equals, oh, wait a minute, and that's over 10, not 6. It's over 10. So we have 21 over 6 minus 5 over 10. And let's see, we got to get a common denominator. Oh, okay, sorry for the delay. I just got stuck a little bit, so I said let me get a calculator, because the drawback of using this method with the L.C.D, but using a C.D instead of a L.C.D, you end up with bigger numbers. So I'm going to type 21 over 6 minus 5 over 10, and I should get 3. And that's what I got. So our answer of x equaling 7, let's get a pen again, was correct. That was a rough question, lot to do. So I would recommend you stick with the L.C.D. That way you don't have to deal with such large numbers. This was a nice trigonometry trick using the C.D. It's a little faster, but you deal with larger numbers. So, but when you're in trigonometry, you should be used to that. So when we use 30 as our L.C.D, we end up with 5 times 2x plus 7 minus 3 times 2x minus 9. That's because it canceled out so much nicer, and I'll show that real quick. So let's clear this mess. So let's get a pen real quick. So when we multiply by the L.C.D of 30, the 30 cancels out the 6, leaving you with 5 up here, and you multiply 5 times this stuff. When you multiply this by 30, the 10 cancels out the 30, leaving you with a 3. Lost my pen. Minus 3 times 2x minus 9. And don't forget to multiply everything by the L.C.D. 30 times 3 equals 90. And now it's just a matter of going ahead and solving it. Distribute your 5 to everything on the left side of the minus sign, and then distribute your 3 to everything on the in the right side of the minus sign. Solve it. Bring your 10x plus 35 minus 6x plus 27. And remember, when you multiply minus 3 times minus 9, that'll give you plus 27. Then bring your 6x plus a minus 10x minus 6x is 4x. And you have 35 plus 27, that'll give you 62, equal 90, subtract 62, that'll give you 28, and 4x equal 28, divide by 4, and you get x equals 7 again. So there are two ways you can go it. You can use the L.C.D. or C.D. Either way, it's a very nice way of having fun with these equations. So here's a question for you. It's similar. Solve for t minus 3 over 6 minus t minus 25 over 5 equals to 4. So see if you can get that one. Here's another question for you. 10 equals x over 3 plus x over 7. So good practice. Check your understanding. See if you understand it so far. If you don't, write down your questions, watch the video again, and I'll be glad to answer them. Solve for x. Negative 9 over 4 equals negative 5 over 4x. Well, your LCD will be really easy to find because it's the same. So LCD is 4. So we just multiply this side by 4 and that side by 4. And watch our 4's cancel out, leaving us with a negative 9 over here. And our 4 will cancel out here and here, leaving us with a negative 5x. Divide both sides by negative 5. Divide by negative 5. Our negative 5's canceled out, and we have x is equal to, same signs when we divide is positive, and 9 over 5 is our answer. Ooh, we got a fraction? Yes, we do get fractions at times, so don't let that stress you out. It's the same process. Get your LCD, multiply both sides by the LCD, cancel out, simplify, and check your answer. So 9 over 5. You can check that one yourself. Here's another question for you. Solve for x 2/5, x equal negative 1/10. So give that a try. I hope this lesson was easy for you. I know there was a lot to do in one of the questions, so use your calculator and bring in your questions. I'll be glad to answer them for you. Sorry this was a little long, but sometimes some of the math is that way. So this is Dr. Robinson signing off. I'll see you in class. Bye-bye. Bye.